Welcome to Revitalize and Replant with Mark Clifton and Mark Hallock, where we equip pastors to take their churches from declining to thriving by pointing them to a new future and a new hope. Join us weekly for encouragement and practical advice in your pastoring journey. You know, thank goodness it's almost lunchtime, you guys.
Why?
Because I'm getting hungry.
Are you really?
This is Revitalizing. It's like the Food Channel all of a sudden here.
That's true.
Revitalize and Replant with Mark Clifton there, Mark Hallock over there. I'm Dan Hurst, Kyle Bierman. I got to tell you guys.
What?
Now I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the listeners.
Oh, okay.
Both
of them, huh?
When we get together like this, it is a combination of talking about the church, and pastoring, and then talking about food.
That's true.
Yeah, basically it.
It's about half and half.
Throw in some watches here and there.
Yeah, talk about watches a little bit here and there. But the name of the podcast is Revitalize and Replant.
Why is it called that, Clifton?
Why is it called Revitalize and Replant? Well, because basically it's about revitalizing and replanting. And we thought that would be a good name. No, the point of the podcast originally was to churches need to be revitalized, churches need to be replanted, need to be a place to go. And we put both in there because we kind of go back and forth and talk about revitalization, replanting. But basically, when you're talking about revitalization, you're talking about every church, regardless of size, location. We all need help, all need renewal. So it's kind of a catch-all kind of thing.
Yes.
So we're just here to help you. We could just be calling it Wisdom from Mark, and Dan. That's what we should call it.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, we're going to talk today about reasons that pastors aren't ready to lead in revitalization. Just because you want your church to be revitalized, you got to check yourself and say, am I the guy that can lead this?
Yeah.
I've heard many times, you and I, all three of us have gotten this question. Can the pastor who's been here for 20 years be the leader of revitalization? And so that's the question we're answering today.
Yeah.
The pastor who's been here through the decline, can he be the one that turns it around?
Mm-hmm.
Well, God can do anything with anyone who's willing to be used by God. Our experience has been usually no.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a very frank experience. The guy who's been there all those years and has loved that church dearly through these difficult, challenging days of decline, it's very hard for him to flip a switch. And we're going to talk about this in this podcast, and become the kind of leader he needs to be to lead them out of that.
Right.
It can happen, but the same...
Well, it requires a double revitalization.
It does. And we often say, the same man can do the turnaround, but not the same pastor. You got to become a different pastor.
Yeah.
And especially if you're at our age, you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, can you really do that? Do you even want to do that?
Yeah, that's right.
Should you even do that?
Yeah.
So we're going to look today, Lawless has given us 8 indicators that you're not ready as a pastor to lead revitalization, which means A, get ready and do these things, or B, be kind and well and smart enough to pass this off to somebody else.
Yep.
And get someone else to do it. Number 1, Mr. Hurst, what is it?
Well, it's an interesting one because it kind of goes along with what you're talking about, and that is revitalization requires a long-term vision for the church.
Yeah.
And if a pastor's been there for a number of years, there's probably not a long-term ahead of him.
Yeah, that's part of it. And he may not have a long enough runway. People may be tired, and we don't want to wait another 5 or 10 years. You've been with us this long, and we want a quicker turnaround. Whereas maybe if you have a new pastor come in, you'll give him a longer on-ramp because he's just got here. But you've got to have a long-term vision. This is not quick. We've said it so many times. You've got to reach non-believers. You've got to disciple non-believers. You've got to impact the neighborhood in which you live. You've got to build relationships. There's no way to just turn a church around on a dime.
Yeah, that's right.
The Lord can do anything he wants, obviously, if he wants to do that. But it appears most of the time he wants us to do the work of this, and it takes time. And so...
Is there an average?
Well, we talk about 5 years, Mark.
Yeah.
5 to 8 years.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think 5 to 8 is a good... If you're hitting 5 years and you're not seeing any fruit, any turnaround, that's not a good sign.
Right.
If there's been a deliberate effort toward this.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can happen sooner. I mean, sometimes, I was on the phone this week with a young guy who's been at his church for 1 year, and he's blown away by what God has done in 1 year. So, It depends on the people. I think it depends on you as a leader. It depends obviously on the spirit.
I think this sentence from Lawless is really important. It demands leaders to see into the future, seeing what they've never seen, a church genuinely reaching non-believers and discipling new believers. Some leaders struggle seeing anything beyond the current situation.
Yes, that's right.
And, I met with an older pastor years ago. I love this guy, just love him to death. And his name was Wilbur. And he was struggling in this church he was at in Topeka. And I sat down with him and I said, Wilbur, let's dream together, man. Let's just dream, Wilbur. If you could have anything in this church you could imagine in the next few years, what would it look like? And he was so sweet. And as serious as he could, he said, I'd like to have a good pianist.
A good pianist?
Well, he didn't have one.
Boy,
And so-
he was being practical.
He was practical. I think, we're talking about dreaming and vision here,
Yeah.
Could see beyond the immediate need. That's the point.
Yeah.
If you've got that where you really can't vision out there, then you're probably not the one to lead the church revitalization. Number 2, Hallock, what's he say?
Oh man, I don't have it in front of me. I don't have it in front of me. I just missed it. Okay, I got it. I'm fine here. I hit the wrong button. It requires facing reality. We talk about that.
Right. We talked earlier.
I mean, we talked about that a lot, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
we do.
that takes, and that can be hard.
Right.
It takes courage. But the number one job of a leader is you've got to name reality. You're not helping your church by pretending like everything is just fine.
The call to revitalization is a call to the recognition that the church is on the wrong path.
Yes.
And that is a hard thing to face.
Yep.
And there are really 2 realities. It's the current reality and the reality of what it's going to take.
Yep,
you know,
that's
to
true.
do. So there are really
That's true.
2 realities that you have to face there.
That's right.
Pay attention, Mark. I may call on you.
I know,
again.
man. I'm ready.
It's like being in high school again. Mr. Hallock, you're not paying attention. All right. So you never know when I'm going to call on you, all
I
right?
hit the wrong button on my phone, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good.
Okay, number 3, though.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Okay, give me number 3,
Number
Mark.
3, you ready? It demands patience.
Yes.
And the phrase we use a lot is tactical patience. What is tactical patience?
Tactical patience means just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean, just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean we're always going to have it. But it does mean we're going to have it for right now.
Yeah.
It will not always be this way, but right now it will be this way because the cost of change is more than the worth.
It's not a hill worth dying on.
That was one of the most confusing sentences I've ever come up with.
I was pulling for
Maybe
you.
we've done one podcast too many right now.
I was pulling for you.
I was thinking, I'm afraid I'm losing you here.
Like, let's see what comes out.
Let me strike that and start that over again. Tactical patience means just because I don't agree with it. Now that's not what I'm trying to say either. I'm really lost here.
Okay, here's what tactical.
I need help.
Here's what tactical patience is. I would say 2 things. Tactical patience takes the right timing and the right pacing in leading change.
Yeah.
So timing is right now the time to lead this change, or is it later? And pacing is, am I moving too fast or too slow in leading the change?
Well,
right?
and part of that also is learning to keep your mouth shut.
Yep, that's right. But it demands patience. I mean, he says revitalization is never. Oh, Clifton, you.
I'm trying. It's my statement. It's in my book.
You're so deflated.
And I'm sitting there like, I can't. Why can't I remember how I
If
worded
you guys can see this poor guy is just feeling terrible that he messed up that sentence so bad. Here's what Lawless says. It demands patience. Revitalization is never an overnight process for leaders who want results yesterday and who serve in denominations that seems to reward results. The wait required for church turnaround can be too much. So we try to force it, man. We try to just move too quickly.
So,
we're not patient.
Clifton, how would you define tactical patience?
Tactical patience. Let me give this another shot. It means just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean I'm not eventually going to change it.
There you
There
go.
it is.
There
Look at that.
Thank you.
That came out
It
beautiful.
just means I'm not going to change it now because the cure would be worse than the ailment. Thank you.
Oh, come on. You nailed it.
I think I read that in a book somewhere.
That's right.
I just lost me. Tactical patience really is a military term in some ways. It's really from you get your sniper position, you get one. This is terrible. You get like one shot, and then you're known for where you are. So you want to make it count, so to speak. So when you first show up at a church, you have very little in your account, in your credibility account. And if you use all that up on things that don't really matter, then when things that matter need to be changed, you got nothing left. So you want to build up that account of relationships and those kinds of things so that when you have to make some changes, you can do that. Tactical patience is just knowing this isn't the right time to change this right now.
Yeah.
It might be, I might feel good about it. I might want to do it. It doesn't mean it's always going to be like this, but it's going to be like this for now. And, you mentioned at your church, Mark, the big painting that was in the doorway when you came by some lady who painted.
Touchdown Jesus.
It needed to go, but it didn't need to go right now.
That's right. Exactly.
That's what we're talking about.
That's right.
Good word. Okay. I think I'm back with the list.
I think we're back.
All right. Good enough.
Okay, what's number four?
Number four is I got a great comment on this one. It requires prayer, and I mean that's almost just like, oh well, duh. We all know that.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not just your prayer; it's the prayer of your people.
That's good.
And one of the things that we're doing is we hand out prayer cards that we ask people to fill out every Sunday. We want to know what prayer. How can we pray for you individually? But what are your prayer requests for this church?
Dude, that's good.
And we share those. We share those.
That's
we want people to know how other people are thinking about the church. So we'll make a list. What's the prayer request for this church? And and some of them don't make the list.
Yeah.
Because they're just a little nasty or a little wrong. But the whole idea is that it requires the whole group in a culture of prayer.
Yeah.
And not just, okay, I said my prayers this morning, now let's move on.
Yeah. I think too on the issue of prayer, I think it's really critical that we acknowledge the answer to prayer. I think the way we phrase things, even in church, like you've heard me say this before, but it's really important. Somebody joins the church. Someone decides this is the church that God's called me to become a member of. Rather than to say, hey, we're glad Mary's going to come and become a member of our church. We're glad you say, church, have we not been praying that God would add to our church? Mary, you're an answer to prayer. The Lord answered prayer right here in front of us today. Prayer works. Prayer is effectual. Make sure you're not only encouraging people to pray, but you acknowledge the answers to prayer. And you celebrate those. Yeah. When you see those things, it's actually God's activity, not just, well, Mary decided to join our church today. Someone decided to give us a little extra gift this year that we can use that the Lord provided. The Lord answered our prayer and he gave us this. I'm telling you, that is so important to clarify to people that God is at work and he answers our prayers. What's the next one, Hurst?
Yep.
Well, it's along with prayer, it might also require asking for help.
It will.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It will. Revitalization. You're going to have to, where you are at First Baptist Independence, where I was both at Warnell and at Linwood, I needed outside help. Yeah. I needed mission teams. I needed volunteers. I needed help from our associational leaders, our state convention, other churches. I mean, when I planted churches, the Lord has blessed me immensely to be part of planting about 10 churches in my life. Every one of those church plants, I had to have a sending church, a sponsoring church, a mother church. We called it different things in every decade, but I had help from the outside. Well, when you need to do a church revitalization, you need help from the outside. Yeah. Look, even in the first century, Antioch got help from Jerusalem. They got Barnabas and Paul. And then Jerusalem, when they went through a famine, got help from Antioch. It's a biblical process. But some of us don't want to ask for help.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I've discovered is that if I bring in help, my people feel like something's happening.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Right.
It's this strategy, this new vision, and I hate to use the term vision because we haven't even really discovered our mission yet. But they know that something's going on, and there's a sense that God is up to something, and and they get excited about it.
Yeah,
They
right.
get excited about
Yep.
that.
Right. And just don't try to do it on your own. You don't need to.
No.
You're Southern Baptist, man.
You shouldn't, man.
Your state convention, they want to help revitalize churches. You're North American. Go to churchreplanters.com. See all the resources we have, but connect with other churches in your region. And I've absolutely asking for help means humility.
Yep.
It definitely means humility.
It does.
And
That's
you're
right.
gonna have to acknowledge I need some help here.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you another good example. Both places, Warnell and Linwood. I had children's leaders from larger and very successful children's ministries come and look at our nursery and say, "Hey, I don't know. Give me some advice. What items in this nursery need to be removed and
It's good.
pitched?
That's really good.
What are we missing that we need to add? How would you set up this room for the safety and best health of the children?" Get outside help for that. There's a church, there's a sister church in your association that would be glad to come and help you do that.
Absolutely.
And same thing with audio visual. Both times I had some churches that had good audio visual guys. Come over and tell me, I may not have the money right now, but what kind of system should I get? How could I improve the system that I have?
Yep.
Those kinds of
I love that.
So ask for help. All right, next one, Hallock.
Number 6 is it requires stick-to-it-ness.
It means casting new vision, getting new members to involve, overcoming obstacles, working towards change. Man, there's a lot of effort,
Yep.
and it's a lot of opportunity to just quit.
Well, that's why we say, and I think his original, I don't know where it came originally, but what do? We preach, we pray,
We love,
and we
stay.
stay.
Right. Preach, pray, love, and stay.
And stay is that stick. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right. Because all of these things you have to do in revitalization, all of them are challenging. And any time you can bail out and say, well, this is just
Yep.
too hard, too
Yep.
long.
I'm out of here.
Let's go back to Egypt.
Yep.
This
right.
This is so uncertain. And if to be a leader of revitalization, you have to stick with it for the long
That's
haul.
right. And the Lord will be with you, man. The Lord will give you the strength you need.
And through some rather challenging,
Tough stuff.
difficult stuff, and people are going to get impatient. They're going to want to move quicker, and you can't. This is the pace we're at.
Yeah.
And you're not quitting, and you're not giving up.
Yes.
We call it on our team. We call it pastoral grit.
Yes, that's right.
You're just going to battle through this.
Yep.
You're not quitting. You're not giving up. You're not giving in. Just pastoral
Yep,
grit.
that's right.
Can I throw a couple of things at you? Well, not a couple of things. One thing in
Yeah,
particular
yeah.
that I'd love to hear your opinion on. What about how do you pace? You've got so many things that need to happen, and you know they need to happen. Your people are wanting them to happen. How do you pace?
Man, that's a great question. I mean, it takes discernment. I mean, part of this is every church is different.
Yep.
I think the needs are different. The readiness of a congregation is different. I do think it takes discernment and wisdom to know what are the most important things we need to focus on first, which I would argue are your worship gathering, obviously the preaching of the word. I think the songs you sing are really important. I'm not talking about how you need a band or anything. I'm saying the songs you
The
sing.
lyrics.
Yep,
Content.
are going to shape the people, bringing a weightiness to the worship service again, if that hasn't been there. I think creating environments for connection, whether that's Sunday school or small groups or whatever. Point being, I think there are a handful of things that are most important to focus on. And you got to discern, is our church ready for this? Do they already have something in place that we just need to tweak a little bit? Does that make sense? But the bottom line is you can't do everything. What I usually tell guys is this. In the first 3 to 4 years, each year focus on 2 things that you want to really focus on leading well. And start small, because you've got to get little wins first. But what are a couple things? Now, granted, if there's like some blatant sin or something that it just needs to be changed right now, I mean, you got to do it. But I think when it comes to building momentum, unity, and growth in the church, I think you get some little wins, little tweaks that earns the right then, because people, they have to see how change is going to feel, and you've got to shepherd them through that to the point where by year 3 or 4, we might have some bigger boulders that we're tackling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those are just some thoughts that I have. I don't know.
The
Clifton.
stick-to-itiveness means this. It's easier to leave the church and go find another one than to keep battling through the revitalization in this one. And that's often what happens.
And not only you, but your people.
Yeah, and them too. But 3 or 4 years into it, it's going really slow. It gets harder before it gets easier, and it's just easier to go someplace else.
Yep.
And that's often what happens. Number 7, this is, again, how you know things you need to have accomplished before you're able to lead a church revitalization, and things you need to be aware of that's going to cost you. Number 7, it will mean hurting people you love. Churches who need revitalization are often marked by inefficient systems, inward focus, and sacred cows. Dealing with these issues usually means hurting people. Most pastors would rather plow around these than deal with them. And that's the problem we get into. And that's why the pastor who's been there for decades is often not the pastor who can lead the turnaround, because he's the one that's going to have to deal with these sacred cows, these inefficient processes that are going on. And he's going to have to, and he loves these people. He's cared for them. He's been with them through surgeries and through funerals and through everything. And now he's got to be the one that comes and saying, you know, this thing you love, we can't be doing this anymore. And they're going to say, but Pastor, it means so much to us. And it's going to be so hard for him to say, this is good for you. It's like a coach who says, man, you're going to have to keep doing this. You're going to have to drive harder. Well, I don't want to, but you've got to, if we're going to make these changes. And so it will mean maybe not hurting people, although it may, but it'll certainly mean moving people out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Yep.
And moving them from a place of comfort and ease to a place of challenge and difficulty. And you've got to be willing to do that.
Yeah.
And if your whole identity is wrapped up in loving and caring for these people and protecting them.
Yep. That's right.
Sometimes, guys, we'll go meet with the church, and there's another church that wants to come in and adopt this church. And it'd be the best thing in the world for this church, right?
Yep.
And that older pastor, he could be the leader to make all this happen, but he feels obligated to protect these remaining people from any painful change.
Yeah.
And so rather than to see his role as helping them understand God's call in their life, he sees his role as the one to protect them from hurtful change.
Yeah.
And often those are in conflict, guys.
Good.
Next,
because
Last one, guys. Last one is it involves taking risk. You've got to be willing to walk by faith and to lead by faith. And that takes risk.
And again, if you've been there for 20 years and the churches have been in decline, you're probably not a risk taker.
Yeah.
You're probably someone who does not step out and take risk. And so for you to turn on a dime and become a risk-taking leader is going to be really challenging for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what I mean by taking risk, you've never done this before. It may not work. That's right. We've never done it before.
Yep.
And it may
and
not
it
work.
may not work. Yep.
I used to always say, if we're going to die, let's die doing new mistakes, not the same old ones. Let's do something, let's die doing something
Do
different.
something new. Yeah.
Not something the same way we've always done it. But there is a certain amount of risk taking.
Absolutely. There has
in
to
all
be.
of this.
Yep.
There's a big difference, though, between taking risk and taking chances.
Absolutely, Mark. I agree.
And so a risk is calculated.
Yeah.
And it's intentional, and you expect, certain blocks and tackles and that sort of thing. And chances, you're just hoping.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
That's true.
Good word. Well, guys, we'll put this on the show notes. Again, if your church is in need of revitalization, begin by asking the serious question, am I able to lead it? Do I have these qualities? If I don't, can I gain them and learn them from somebody? Can the Lord grow them in me? Or do I need to pass this off to someone who has these gifts?
Yep.
All right. Hurst, take us home.
Oh, I thought we were there already.
Oh, I guess we are. Take you later. Take care.
Thanks for joining us today on Revitalize and Replant with Mark Clifton and Mark Hallock. This podcast is brought to you by the North American Mission Board, where we help dying or struggling churches regain health for the glory of God and the good of their communities. If you found this podcast helpful, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. To learn more about becoming a replant pastor or to explore revitalization resources for your church, subscribe to our monthly newsletter at churchreplanters.com.